Alright, we have a RELIABLE-60 tamper. This is a pull tamper. Took it all apart. We're going to be washing it, all the sediment and grit off after scrubbing all the aluminum, such as this valve block. Everything has been scrubbed and cleaned. I just use a wire brush, kind of like this guy over here, just a wire brush, and just scrubbed all the sediment and clay and whatnots on this pull tamper and scrubbed it all off down to the aluminum. If you want to know what the serial number is, it's located right here. Right there, that's where the serial number is, so curious where that is. Let's get washing. So I'm using kerosene, a fuel hose, and a little scrub brush, and got some gloves that are fuel rated. Don't go hard. So what we're just going to do is we're just going to rinse off all the stuff and scrub a little bit here and there. What that does, it gets rid of all the dirt and sediment off the tool, so it's clean when reassembly happens. So take your time on this. Don't need to rush cleaning it. Make sure that you get all the sediment and dirt the best you can. It has to be clean, but it doesn't have to be like sterile or whatever. Just make sure it's clean. There's no grit. This is our packing nut. We're going to be cleaning that, and then we're going to check for wear, making sure that there's not too much wear in this nut, because quite often that the rod will wear out and the packing nut, and it will just do this. It will just teeter-totter left and right, and that won't seal, make it leak over time, and that's something you got to watch out for. You got to make sure that this nut is not loose. The way I check it, I just do a little wiggle test. I'll show you that in the next episode of reassembly. For now, I'm just cleaning all the parts, getting out of all the dirt and grit off of it, making sure the insides are clean and the outside. That's just so there's no chance of me touching the dirt and tracking it all over the place, getting into the spools and everything. And these spools, if they get dirt on them, they'll grind up and just seize up or damage the tool severely. Beyond repair. Also, before you take it apart, just plug it in to your hydro truck or power source of 2000 psi at I think it's 5 or 6 gallons per minute. I'm not really sure. Check the manual how much gallons per minute or GPM you have. Make sure it's at 2000 psi. Plug it in and see what's happening. Is it not cycling? Is it leaking out? Or it just shutters. If it shutters, then your spool is seized up inside your valve block, or your spring is broken. If it stops dead, that might be a bad fitting, or parts are so jammed up with contaminated oil. Make sure oil is clean, not burnt, like just smell the oil and make sure it doesn't have the burnt smell to it. That's all we're really checking for, is making sure that nothing's broken, nothing's missing. I'm going to wash the foot, like this is a kidney foot, because it looks like a kidney. I do have to have some hair marks on the foot because this was tight, because there's a taper on that foot. So what I do is I get a nap gas bottle and heat it up. Don't use an oxyacetylene torch because it will melt the aluminum. This is not aluminum, this is zinc aluminum, where it's like zinc and aluminum kind of together, so zinc has a lower melting temperature than aluminum, and if you use oxyacetylene torch and heat it up, it'll just turn into basically water and just splash over the floor and burn your feet or your hands or whatever. So just use the nap gas bottle of propane when taking your foot off the tool, because it will burn you if this stuff gets melted. Like what you do is you got the nap gas bottle, you can just heat on the ears around the edges, and this hit of the hammer. I just use a bulky hammer, just give it a couple hard taps and it will generally pop off. Because like I was saying earlier, there's a taper inside here, and that tape will grab like you wouldn't believe. They're on there tight. Sometimes they're loose, but very rarely. I only seen one or two of these that are actually loose. They split off and there's a screw that will snap inside, and that's generally what happens. So here's your shutter, here's your valve. Kind of shuttles left and right. Make sure it's clean, make sure the inside, I just kind of make sure it's all clean up and stuff like that, there's no grip. Here's your shutter valve, that makes it shutter from back and forth. Make sure that's clean. And just overall, I'm just going to flood this plastic container I bought at the dollar store. I'm just going to make sure the screws are clean and make sure there's no extra oil or grease on everything. And I'm just going to dump it out. Okay, it's pretty much all done washing. Nothing fancy, this is a regular wash tray here. Some kerosene, I got some camping kerosene. You can use Varsol, but Varsol has a bit of a pungent stink to it, so kerosene's a little less stinky, but it is flammable, so be careful. So next we're going to be doing our hose. This is a hose that we got made up. This is a new one. Brand new hose. This is a 3/8 R17 rated for 4,000 psi, made by Polytech with a 6.6 ends. What we're going to do is, before you use these hoses, we're going to wash them out. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our nozzle, just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to let the fluid go through the hose and wash any dirt and grime out of this. Because when they make it, there's a bit of dust when they cut the hose and crimp it. So you can use diesel fuel, kerosene, Varsol, whatever. Make sure you're washing your hoses out, just like I'm doing right now. I'm just there we go. Just like that. On the next video, I'm going to be building the tool. Stay tuned. Thanks, bye.